Hello everyone. Welcome back. I'm Boomy, and today we are watching the Turtle Tier List by TierZoo. Yes. When I was a child, we actually had a pet turtle. It was something that we got from one of our farm caretakers. There are a lot of small. I don't know what class of turtle they were. They were about yay big, and they keep finding them around the river and basically in our farmland, in our rice fields. So yeah, we got to take one home. Took care of it for a couple of months, and then some neighbor cat somehow got inside our house and killed it, which was sad. And after that, we were offered to get a replacement turtle, but we never accepted it. I guess I particularly was too afraid to take care of another turtle and just get it killed by another cat. So yeah, the fish tank that we used to house him in got turned into, an actual fish tank for fish. So yeah, there are a lot of turtles out there. Obviously, there are sea turtles that live for a very long time, and up to this day, I still don't know the difference between a turtle and a tortoise. So yeah, hopefully that gets mentioned out. And quite frankly, I don't know what the best turtle is. Probably a snapping turtle. So yeah, I guess we'll see. So remember, if you like my reactions, don't forget to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the video down in the comment section below, and consider subscribing. We are trying to get to 1,000 subs this year, so hopefully you guys can help me out with that. Currently, as of recording this video, we are now at 220, so we're 22% there. Also, don't forget to leave your suggestions on what I should check out next. That being said, let's go ahead and watch the video.
This episode is sponsored by Skillshare.
Ooh! One shot.
If you've watched this channel for a while, one thing should be pretty clear. There are a lot of builds which can dish out tons of damage in a short time to any players that lower their guard. While there's a solid chunk of players that subscribe to the best defense is an overwhelming offense strategy, there's also a decent number who make erecting an excellent defense their main mission, investing the bulk of their evolution points into armor and resistances. This type of strategy is often referred to as turtling, and for good reason. Turtles pioneered the defense build, being the first vertebrate to incorporate a shell into its build successfully. However, the idea that turtles all have the same game plan would be far from the truth. They're a diverse faction with many low-tier and high-tier members. So today we're going through the turtle tier list.
Let's see where
our
turtle was.
The side neck turtles and the hidden neck turtles. This refers to the way the player positions their head when they activate their defense mode stance. Hidden neck turtles retract their head and
ours was an hidden neck.
While side neck turtles tuck their head.
Hey, something like that actually. I don't know what kind of turtle this is, but ours looks kind of like that.
Head to the side.
Oh well, not a side neck,
but to me it's a huge difference.
It's a hidden neck one.
In my opinion, side necks are at a huge disadvantage because putting your neck off to the side leaves your weak point very exposed.
Yeah.
The neck is one of the most well-known weak points in the game. Every DPS main knows to go for the throat if possible, so by leaving it exposed, you're placing yourself in serious danger. Side neck players are aware of this drawback and have two different ways they try to compensate. The first is by putting more points into the shell skill tree, extending the shell forward. This makes it much less likely that an imprecise attack will land on the turtle's neck. The second way is just to throw caution to the wind and decide that if you can't protect your neck, you may as well get some use out of it. Taking a page from the snake player's guidebook, these ambitious turtle players choose to invest their points into the neck
usually
itself,
have
as
very
opposed to
long
the
necks.
shell. This grants them an impressive tether grab and allows them to reach around barriers while hunting. A common strategy for this build is to bury yourself into the lake bed and use your snake-like neck to attack any fish that enters your zone of control. Do I think this is the best strategy? Well, no. A lot of counterplay options exist, and your neck is even more vulnerable than the regular side neck turtles.
Yeah.
So in general, I think if you're going for a turtle build, choose the other option, hidden neck turtles. Hidden neck turtles can completely conceal their weak points by retreating.
Something like that. I distinctly remember that our turtle was able to hide like the entire front of its body inside the shell.
This grants a massive defense bonus, making it difficult for aggressors to deal any damage to you at all,
Yeah,
let alone land a
a
critical
cat
hit.
killed our turtle.
Along with the Isopod and Armadillo, this is the best defensive move any one player can use. All of the remaining turtles on this list use this ability. Soft-shell turtles are the next build on our list. This is a very unique take on the turtle build. Most of the time, you'd assume that a turtle player's highest stat would be their defense, while their lowest would be mobility. But for softshells, it's quite the contrary. They've got only average defense, having used some of those points to give themselves an above-average mobility instead. Their bodies are extremely flat, granting them a powerful mobility bonus in water. While they definitely don't have the strongest bite attack on the list, a softshell turtle can deal a solid amount of damage with their bite, enough to pierce the defenses of snails, fish, and crustaceans. Freshwater turtles, such as softshells, tend to have great matchups against other aquatic builds, and so their biggest enemies tend to be things coming from outside the river or pond, such as a heron or a raccoon. And so the longer a turtle can stay underwater, the better off they are. This is why many of the current builds put a few points into oxygen extraction, allowing them to absorb oxygen from the water through the tissue on the inside of their mouths. This extends the
I
time
saw the
a
word
turtle can remain
cloaca.
submerged, increasing it from only about a half hour up to
There's the
potentially
cloaca
weeks.
again.
All of these abilities are great, but I can't overlook these massive sacrifices to defense that the softshell turtles have to deal with. So
Yeah.
to me, these guys end up on the border of C and D tier. Now,
I think softshell turtles are the ones that are commonly eaten, right? I've heard that some Asian countries serve them as a cuisine.
not all turtles are locked into
Or
the
a
aquatic
delicacy.
biome. The next rung up on the tier list is for a turtle which abandons the aquatic playstyle for a terrestrial one, the tortoise. Tortoises take the characteristically high and low traits of a turtle to the absolute extreme. Defense is through the roof, to the point where brute force is almost completely useless.
No.
It can even block attacks from all types of cats, which, as we know,
Okay.
are some of the most overpowered
So,
beasts.
so tortoises are like mainly land-based turtles, while regular turtles are like amphibians. Well, I'm sure that they're also amphibians, but they're primarily on land, right?
in the game.
Is that the
It's for
difference?
this reason that these players dominate the high scores for total game time on a single character.
The
Now, of course,
Galapagos.
this level of defense comes at a cost, and in this case, it's a severe reduction in speed, but even more so a reduction in intelligence. Because of this, most can't really do well as hunters and have to go for the herbivore playstyle. But don't be fooled, they've got the same powerful bite attack that other turtles do, and can do a surprising amount of damage to
Meow.
any player who underestimates them. Speaking of bites, if dealing massive damage with a bite appeals to you as a player, then the
Snapping
snapping turtle
turtle.
build is for you. These guys break into
We
eight
also
tiers
have
looking
the
for high power.
alligator
They aren't
turtle,
as
I
abysmally
think.
slow as tortoises are, but they're not speed demons by any means. So in order to eliminate their targets, they opt for the bait and punish strategy. They've got solid stealth, but what really helps them is their lure ability. This rare and powerful ability allows the user to disguise themselves as loot, which I think we can all agree can be pretty irresistible at times. Because they
Yeah.
function as ambush predators with great offense, but have low to medium mobility, they actually occupy a similar niche in water as vipers do on land. And so I think it's only fair that they earn the same rating of low A tier. And now for the real standout. The turtle who's brave enough to take a build normally only viable in ponds and rivers and takes
Sea
it out to
turtle?
a much more competitive server, the sea turtle.
Yep.
Sea turtles are proof that even in a server full of power and intelligence peers, defense tanks can still be a completely viable option. By speccing into the omnivore playstyle as opposed to obligate herbivore or carnivore, they never really need to pick fights that they can't win. They can always just eat plants while waiting for the next easy opportunity to score a high XP kill. This kind of build is a pretty cookie-cutter survivalist scavenger
Though
build, which
slow.
would already be solid on its own. However, where sea turtles really shine is their additional defense points placed not into physical resistance, but into venom resistance. The venom of a
Ooh,
jellyfish
yeah,
has the
that's
potential to
right.
one-shot just about anything. But sea turtle players have recognized that aside from venom and stealth, they're almost completely defenseless. And so by taking the venom resistance perk,
Oh,
they've got
wow.
an almost completely uncontested source of XP.
Free
Now, I don't want you to
XP.
think that sea turtles are easy mode. Because they live in the ocean, there are players with a high enough physical attack force to pierce their shell. The
Oof.
tiger shark's serrated teeth are specifically evolved to cut through armor, and so a sea turtle needs to rely not on their armor, but on their size and shape in relation to the shark's mouth. Shark players can only pierce armor if they secure a grab, and so by facing the ungrabbable face of their shell towards the shark, they can repel a strike that would otherwise be a game ender for them. The fact that sea turtles have any good defensive options at all is a testament to the excellence of this build, and it earns the rank of A+ tier. So why aren't any turtles in S tier? Well, for this build, as well as all other turtles, there are some very good counterplay options that can be nightmares for turtle players.
True.
The turtle's main weakness is intelligence-based strategies. Using creative and critical thinking to bypass
can
armor
tip
is the
them
best
over.
way to crush any defense build. For example, a tortoise may be resistant to all forms of physical strike, but even they cannot defend against the physics engine of the game. And so an
Full
experienced bird
damage.
player won't waste any time attacking it, but will instead carry it high into the sky and let gravity do the work. In the case of a sea turtle,
Yeah.
while one shark may not be able to land a grab because of the turtle's defensive posture, any form of coordinated multi-directional attack will be unblockable
Goddamn
for a short
orcas.
turtle game. The last thing worth considering is that a turtle must make it past the extremely vulnerable early game
Yeah,
in order to
there's
reach a
that
stage where its
too.
armor can do its job. Safety in numbers can mitigate this to an extent, but it's definitely not the best strategy when it comes to avoiding griefers. The best way to deal with this is to have experienced players guard the low-level ones, but doing so requires an intelligence level that turtles sadly just don't have. In fact, turtles have such low intelligence stats that a tortoise with its brain removed can still function relatively normally for a while. So with that in mind, I can't give turtles a top tier spot. It's
Damn.
definitely a build worth checking out though. Unlike some other stats, intelligence is pretty easy to buff.
Okay.
For example, if you've watched this
This is probably Skillshare. Yeah, okay. I'll skip that one. But yeah, it makes me miss our pet turtle actually, because it was kind of fun to be around when we got him. His name is Baui, by the way, because I was a kid and kids aren't good at naming. Yeah, Baui basically means just turtle. Yeah, Bao is basically like, well, turtle, so I just added an E at the sound. It wasn't, how should I say this? It wasn't too hard taking care of the turtle. We mostly just have him in our fish tank, and well, when we got him, he already had a drill, like pre-drilled hole where we could put a little leash. Sometimes we take him out for like walks around the house and give him fruits and vegetables to chow on. But aside from that, it wasn't that hard to take care of him. It's just that somehow our house had enough holes where cats can just go in and out and kill the turtle for some reason. It was an interesting video regardless. I was kind of hoping that there would be an S tier turtle, but it is what it is. So that's gonna be it for me today, guys. Link to my Twitter is down in the description below. Go to check it out if you want to. And if you're new here and enjoy the video, don't forget to leave a like. Let me know your thoughts on the video down in the comment section below, and consider subscribing. Again, we are trying to get to 1,000 subs this year, so hopefully you guys can help me out with that. Also, don't forget to leave your suggestions on what I should check out next. That being said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!